the other. One moment, Nana Aba Anamoah is in the United States of America. The other moment, she's in the United Kingdom. And the other one, she's taking Ghana to the rest of the world. That's the most important thing. And speaking of that, Women of Valour in March earlier this year was a huge success given the varied media accounts. And guess what? They're having another one, and it's happening at a coded location. Well, she's given the location out already in London. We'll be talking about Seat of Strength primarily. Then we'll go into a bit of conversation around Women of Valour for next year. Nana Aba Anamoah, a very good morning to you. And it's such a pleasure, to have you in the studio.
It's great to see you, Fritz. I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. I have missed you.
Hiding. I hope you're being good.
You're
trying.
I'm trying.
Okay.
You know me, eh?
It's good to try.
It's good to try, right? But it's good to have you. You have been very busy. Very, very busy.
Yeah.
I mean, you just returned from the UK 3 days ago, and you have to prep for this interview.
Yes.
Okay, so the microphone is trying to do some magic over here, but the devil is a liar. Right. So warm welcome again to the studio.
Thank you, Fritz. Thank
now,
you.
Nana, a lot of people have been asking questions regarding Seat of Strength, and this is the first time we're learning about this. I mean, when it comes to Breast Cancer Awareness Month, you hear people say, oh, we have a conference we're doing screening, and people felt that, oh, we're jaded with the traditional, ceremonies all the time.
Right.
And right after Women of Valour in Paris, we thought we're done for the year, only for Nana Aba to say, no, we're not done yet. We have Seat of Strength. Tell me all about it, Nana.
Well, we had to be part of the October awareness creation of breast cancer because a good number of women are getting infected, are getting diagnosed with breast cancer on a daily basis. And I must say, it's not just women, but a certain percentage of men also suffer this debilitating disease. And so it is not just women who should be interested in the month. Everybody must be concerned, and it shouldn't just be relegated to the month of October. Of course, the month of October has been dedicated to it, but we expect everybody to come on board so that from January to December, we attach the same importance we attach to malaria and other conditions to breast cancer. And so this is why we decided to be part of it. We thought that it absolutely made no sense for Women of Valour and the team to be quiet throughout the month of October. And this is why we jumped on the bandwagon. We call it a positive bandwagon because we all have to be responsible. We all have to be interested. We all have to play a part. And that's why we came up with Seats of Strength.
That's very instructive, given the rave reviews this program is already garnering on social media, and people have a lot of questions to ask. Let me also mention that this is organized under the visionary leadership of Nana Aba Anamoah, a founder of Women of Valour and media consultants. So they are the ones having this seat of
and we're
strength.
doing it in partnership with Alisa Hotel, Northridge.
Fantastic. And people are asking, what is distinctively different from this and other breast cancer events we have in the market?
I don't even want to go on to establish a difference because we are all working towards one goal: to get women to screen often, not to wait till October before they screen, not to wait till October before they make noise. Because I've realized that in October, we're all in a hurry to wear pink. We're all in a hurry to talk about Pink October and wear our ribbons. But a lot of women also do not step forward to have the screening done. Genuinely because they are scared. They are scared of the unknown. I met a lady whose family has been affected by this condition, breast cancer, for a while. She recently lost her sister. And I asked her to go and get screened. This was 2 months ago. And she said she could never. If it happens, it happens. But she cannot go out of her way visit the hospital and say, I want to get my breast screened, because she's afraid of the unknown. She's not too sure of how she will handle the response that will come from the health authorities or the health personnel at the hospital. And so we are not doing anything differently. What we are doing is also add to the numbers, which is important. Yeah. The more, the better. What we are trying to do with Seeds of Strength is, of course, there will be speeches, few speeches here and there, but we have 14 or 15 survivors and victims who will be seated at every table with attendees, and these attendees will have intimate sessions with the survivors on their table. So you are not passing a microphone round for people to ask questions, but they're going to have intimate discussions with them, because a lot of the time women are also afraid to pick up the microphone and ask questions that are very important to them, but they are scared people might think this is a foolish question, or this is not relevant, or they just don't want people to know what they're going through. Do you understand? And so that is what we are trying to do differently, by getting women and men to attend, have conversations with these survivors and victims on the tables. So a table may have about 10 to 15 people with a survivor. And so you are having, it's like a conversation with friends, girls, or girls and men meeting and having a conversation and asking all the niggling questions, without anyone being judged, without anyone looking over their shoulder and thinking, is someone judging my question, or is somebody correcting my grammar, is somebody... We don't want that situation at all. That's what we are trying to do differently. But as I said, we don't want to hammer on that difference. We want to be part of the noise. And we want more people to jump onto this noise. What we're also trying to do is to not wait till October before we make the noise. We have to make it every day of the year, because cancer is devastating. It is destroying homes and families.
It's very important, because one of the ways that we can leave our imprint on society is storytelling.
Absolutely.
And you coming from the remit of a storyteller to say that we are putting together wonderful individuals, survivors of breast cancer, who can share their stories, and that story is supposed to spare people on if they have to get screened, if they have to go for surgery, they have to do that. It's really, really instructive. And how long is a session going to take? Pretty much like a therapy session for people.
We don't want it to drag. It starts at 1 p.m. By 3 p.m. we should be done. Because we want people to live with memories. We don't want to drag it. We don't want people to be tired from listening to speech after speech after speech. So we want to make it short, crispy, and memorable. And for people to take so much away, to know that to be courageous is not to be free from fear. Fear will always be there. It is okay to be afraid. I am afraid of so many things. I do my screening every month, and I'm always afraid. Every time I walk into the hospital, I'm constantly afraid. Every time I get a message from the NHS that my screening is due, my heart skips a beat. Right? My heart, because I'm afraid. But it doesn't stop me from going to get screened. It's important that we get screened all the time. Courage comes from defeating your fear, knowing that the fear is there, but living life to the fullest. That is what courage is. Courage is not the absence of fear. The fear will always be there. You wake up in the morning, you're hitting the road, you're scared that you're going to run into some really crazy driver who will mess up your day. It is a genuine fear. So the fear will always be there, but it doesn't stop us from being courageous and from taking the bold step to take care of ourselves.
Choosing faith over fear. And that's where you put the survivors together to share these stories. And there's something that constantly run in the programs you organize. So Women of Valour, for instance, in Paris, and the theme was audacity of courage. You love the word courage.
Yes, I do.
And this particular one, they are not just sharing any stories, they're sharing stories of courage. How important is that going forward, that besides the program, people can live their life knowing very well that they came and they were left better off?
Well, Courage was actually my 2025 word.
Aha.
Yeah, because every year I have a word that I live by, and next year, 2026, is fearlessness.
Yeah.
And I want people to be courageous. But I also want to remind them, and I keep harping on this, that courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision, the resolve, and the ability to live life despite the presence of fear. You cannot afford not to be courageous. And I keep saying this because I've come across so many women who have the potential to be big, to go to the end of the world, but they lack the courage to take that step. And as women who occupy certain positions, that is what we must do. It is okay. Sometimes you want to do something and you have heebie-jeebies. It's okay to have heebie-jeebies. But the decision to still move on is where the courage comes from. So you tell yourself, if Blessing has done it, why can't I do it? If Nana Aba did it, why can't I do it? Because no one is better than anybody.
Right.
Of course, we come from different backgrounds, different orientations. The schools I went are different from the schools you went. The family I grew up in are different from the family. The things I've been exposed to are different from what you've been exposed to. We can't be the same. But what we have in common is the ability to get over the circumstances that made us when we're growing up. You can't allow those circumstances to continue to shape you. At some point, you need to go beyond that circumstance. And that is where courage comes in. But even to take that bold step to be courageous, you will still harbor fear. And that's why I keep saying that courage is not the absence of fear.
Right.
Fear will always be with us, but it's the decision to live life in spite of fear.
Courage is not the absence of fear. That's a tweetable moment. People should be tweeting that wherever they are. And yes, so if you just joined us, this is the Asaase Breakfast Show with me, Fritz Delanyo Amegashie, not the Food and Drugs Authority. It's Fritz Delanyo Amegashie, and time check is 9:32. We're having a much touted conversation with the founder of Women of Valour, and whose visionary leadership Seat of Strength is being organized. And you mentioned a name being mentioned a while ago, Blessing Bliss Frimpong. Most of you know her on social media as Teacher Blessing, famous for her English lessons. And it's no surprise that she's in the company of Nana Aba. The fruits doesn't fall far from the tree. Blessing, it's good to see you. It's been donkey years. Where have you been?
Yes, it has. Where have you been?
Where have you been?
I hope you're doing great.
I'm fantastic. Thank you very much for asking. Yourself?
I'm excellent.
And Blessing is also one of the ambassadors of Seat of Strength.
Women of Valour.
And Women of Valour.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What does this mean for you?
I've had a personal experience. My mother was once diagnosed of breast cancer, and she, at a point, noticed an unusual lump in her breast. So we advised her that she went to the hospital. And then when she did, the doctor said, you have breast cancer. But the good news is you came early. You detected it and you decided to come to the hospital. So it's just a small lump. We're going to remove it and then you'll be okay. And that is when they did it. They removed the lump, and after that, she never experienced anything like that. So after that experience, I noticed that it's quite important for us to be having the regular checks. So when we hear of breast cancer, and even aside the month where we have October, where we have the screening and everything, it's good that we go there regularly to check. So for somebody who has seen it in my own home and how my mother narrowly escaped the worst levels or situations that could have happened if she had not gone to the hospital earlier, I think that early detection is the most effective way of approaching breast cancer. So anytime breast cancer is mentioned, I'm thinking of early detection. I'm thinking of going to the hospital as regularly as possible so you can detect it early if you have it.
As an ambassador, how are you increasing the message of, awareness for other women who, you came from a personal story. You knew somebody who detected, and fortunately they survived it. How is that helping shape your story as you reach out to other individuals?
My experience has made me passionate about advocating for frequent examination.
Right.
So it's not only in October. I think in one of Nana Aba's interviews, she mentioned that let's not wait for October for breast screening. Let's do it as regularly as possible. And I can attest to the fact that this is what saved my mother from, let's say, the last stage of breast cancer or anything. And I'm happy that Nana Aba Anamoah brought this to Women of Valour, because we started as Women of Valour with our annual events where we meet as women to inspire each other and also share our stories. So adding breast cancer to what is already being done by Women of Valour, it gives us more voice to talk about other related issues when it comes to women. So what I am doing with my platform is to highlight with my experience I've had at home, and also as an ambassador, always following the agenda and also pushing the message, which is quite an important and urgent one.
Fantastic. Pushing the message around, which is really urgent. Nana, let me turn to you. How does Seat of Strength, for instance, align with the vision of your broader Women of Valour initiative?
Well, it sits perfectly with everything we try to do at Women of Valour. It's at the core of it. You cannot organize the annual event when your women are unhealthy. They've got to be healthy to attend the event, right? It makes perfect sense. So it sits at the core of it. We're trying really hard to take women's health seriously. And that is why this year we've also taken the decision to introduce a women's health directorate of some sort for Women of Valour. And so we have 2 women who have constantly dedicated their lives to reporting on health to lead this initiative. Araba Edu, whom you know, and Nadima, both of them are coming on board as women's health coordinators for Women of Valour. So we are taking this really seriously. We don't want to wait till October and join the Rasputas. We want to be there from the beginning of the year till the end of the year, because there are so many conditions that are pretty debilitating. There is fistula that is killing a lot of women, especially in the rural areas, and nobody talks about fistula. I noticed recently that Maltiti is launching something on fistula, and that really made me happy when I saw it on her status. There is fibroid that is barely talked about. There is endometriosis. Is that it? Endometriosis. Hardly talked about. So there are so many conditions that affect women, and it's not just women who should be talking about it, because the population of women outstrip that of men, and so men must be concerned as well. Men must be involved, because I've seen so many families who've been wrecked because the woman died and the man is at sea, doesn't know what to do with the children. Of course, they will move on quickly, but the reality is that you've lost a wife, you've lost a supportive partner, you've lost the fulcrum of the family. And that's what we are trying to do, to take women's health seriously. So it sits perfectly in our agenda to push our story, but also to ensure that our women are healthy, alive, and kicking.
Right. Time check is 9:39 here on the Asaase Breakfast Show. We're having a conversation on the back of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this is coming from the camp of Women of Valour. It's what they call Seats of Strength, happening at the Alisa Hotel this coming Sunday. Is that right? Absolutely. So it's going to be a branch of survivors coming around the table and share stories of courage. One particular thing that is striking about this is there is people have to pay for it, and we know that treatment of breast cancer is expensive. Nana, why did you decide to include funding in terms of people who come and pay for this event?
Listen, just a few weeks ago, after we announced Seats of Strength, I had what's the word I'm looking for? A deluge of messages on Instagram, and a few of them were ladies who had been recently diagnosed with breast cancer. Apart from they being hit by this big rock that you have breast cancer, they also had to deal with medication, cost of medication, cost of treatment, transportation to go to the hospital every day, because this is not it's not a drop in the ocean. It's not a one-time payment. you have to be committed to it for the longest time. And all of them were talking about cost. That is what kills people. The inability to access healthcare. The cost of it. And that's why we are happy to have Obobia Dako Poku on board. She will be speaking from Mahama Care Initiative. She will be there because they are trying to get breast cancer on board, to take care of breast cancer victims, you know. It's difficult. One of the survivors told me that it doesn't cost anything less than 30,000 cedis a year to get treatment from Kolebu. And it's Kolebu, so it's somehow even subsidized. You're not even going to a private facility. Imagine those who have to go to the private facilities, because we know how overwhelming it can be at Kolebu. So you want convenience, you want privacy sometimes. It's really difficult. And we expect everyone attending. And so I have a good lineup of my friends who I believe will pay if they are listening.
Right.
They better come with hefty pockets. But we need to support these people. And we're not asking for anything much, anything at all. Even if you're supporting somebody with 1,000 cedis, that is 1,000 cedis this person could do so much with and save. Because she's not using her 1,000 cedis. She could use that 1,000 cedis on the children, buy something for herself. Because your life does not come to an end because you've been diagnosed with breast cancer. You can still work. Yeah, you can still live your life. You can go out and have fun with your friends. The most important thing is that you are healthy, taking your medication. But if you don't have the wherewithal to access this, what do you do? That's the question we should be asking ourselves, and we must all help.
We must all help. And indeed, Women of Valour has come to stay. And this program, for instance, Seat of Strength, at the end of it, how do we ensure sustainability in terms of financial costs for women? Because, like I rightly indicated, this is a global women movement which has come to stay, and you want to really empower women and you want to be there for them. So are we going to have continued financial support being extended to this woman beyond Seat of Strength?
Well, that is the dream. That absolutely is the dream, but it would also depend on those who want to donate. And that's why the story must be pushed really well to make an impact. And if you're touched by it, we will be happy to have your donation. You don't even need to donate to us directly. When you go to Kolebu Teaching Hospital, the breast unit, and several other hospitals, they have patients who come in daily who are struggling to make ends meet. And so you can donate to them privately. You don't have to go through us. We just want support for these women. It doesn't necessarily have to come through Women of Valour, really. But just do it because you are touched by it.
Right, Blessing, how are people receiving the message as an ambassador?
I remember when we posted my story, I shared this story when we posted, you notice that you're not alone. Actually, people are going through it. There are people who said, my mom also was diagnosed. She was able to go early. And some said, yes, because they went earlier, it was mitigated. The lump was removed and it was. So you notice that it's not something out of this world. We are living with it. The victims are here with us. The people who are going to the hospital every day, they are living with us. So it's a situation we are familiar with. And more conversations around this, talking about this throughout the year, will help us. Because some people, after being diagnosed, believe that using oil or praying or going to that pastor will help them. So it vanishes. But there has to be that conversation that says that, did you know that if you go and you're told that you have this and you stay there, you listen to the doctor's directive, you can just get rid of this and then continue your life. And even if you need to go through treatment, there are other people who are living with this. We might not be talking about it. And that's why it's important for a lot of us to be at the event on Sunday, because you're going to see people who have it and you're going through treatment and you not even notice that they are going through that. So we have them living with us, and it's not a death sentence. Let's talk more about it. Let's make ourselves understand that it won't be the end of your life if you are diagnosed. Some people are scared. What if I go and they say that I have a lump? So they just don't want to go, even when they notice something strange in their breast. But the good news is that if I have no example, I can still mention my mother. When she went and the doctor checked, he said, you came early, we can just remove it and then you'll be okay. So don't be scared. It's not something that's like an end for you.
Right. People need inspiration, and yes, indeed. And this is how I see it, that people come around, share stories of courage, and if you're lacking that courage, their story inspires you to take that bold step that you want to take. And that's really good. Nana, it's not just women. Men are
Men
also
as well.
included.
Yes.
Tell us about the men.
Well,
because there's 1 man. Yeah.
the 1% of men get diagnosed.
Yeah.
It is not a woman's problem. And even if it were 100% a woman's problem, men are affected by it because you have mothers, you have sisters, you have wives, you have girlfriends. It will affect you if you do not take an interest in it. But there are men who unfortunately also get this, and we want them to be part of this conversation. I know men who get really excited when they hear about breast screening, that your partner can can do the screening for you. The examination. The examination, right?
Yeah.
Men get really excited. I can see even the joy in your eyes the moment I mention.
You just give me away, Nana, please.
Right?
Right.
But there is a way of doing this examination, and we want men to understand that you can play a role at home with your partner, but do it the right way. Don't do it with a certain mindset that at the end of the day, this is what you're achieving. What's the name of it? Happy ending. You cannot have happy ending in mind. That's not what we are looking for, right?
Yeah.
That's not what we're looking for.
Yeah, I think allyship is very important. Yes, you help the women. You get them, educate them to do the examination and get them to get the treatments they want. And Nana, can you run by us again what it will take to participate in this program?
Well, all it takes, there's a number to call. I'm not sure we are still taking on people. I think...
You're sold out?
I think so. I think you may not get a seat at this moment, but I mean,
never say never.
There's no risk in trying. We are doing it at the Alisa Hotel. They have enough seats. Hopefully, we can get you in. Blessing, are you looking for the number? Yes. Okay. I don't have it.
Right.
But if you call that number, you can book your seat. It's only 600 Ghana cedis. It includes food, drinks, and of course a token of that going to the patients to spend time with us. And I have to say a big thank you if you don't mind.
Sure, please go ahead.
That number to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Travel Winks, All My Hair, Nasco, Verna, Rosa by Verna, Geisha, Pepsodent Vaseline, Taste of Spice, Yamvita, Zinc Aesthetics, Avalanche by Mishkan, Stannis Luxury Beauty Studio, Image Bloom, Ohima Detergents, Friday, Enos Palm Nut, My Party Place, and Premier 369.
Nice. That's a list of sponsors and partners for you. Now you know you can't live there without me asking you about Women of Valour in London. Yes, the momentum is building up already.
Are you coming to London?
I am.
You missed out on Paris.
Paris, yeah. I'm hoping that I'll not miss out on this one.
Well, London is a beautiful city.
Right.
London is home. London is everything, and we're taking this to London for a reason. In Paris, our theme was the audacity of courage, because the city of Paris is a very audacious one. They have survived so much. If you've read the history of Paris, up till 1944 when they were liberated, and you listen to the speech of Charles de Gaulle, the father of the Fifth Republic, Paris went through so much, right? And so being audacious is synonymous with Paris. This trip for 2026, we are going to London because London is so much associated with fearlessness. There is diversity. It's one of the most cosmopolitan cities in the world. You find everybody and their father and their mother are in London. It is friendly for business, friendly for women. The women thriving in London are fearless, and people from different cultures, different religions. Look at the mayor of London. The mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. Somebody you wouldn't even associate with London, but he came to London. His family came to London. He was born in London. Today he's the mayor of London. And so London is associated with so many beautiful things, and it takes fearlessness. It takes the ability to pursue a certain courage, a certain goal and objective to thrive in London. And that's why we are going to London. It's a beautiful city. There is diversity in thought, in culture, in everything. And that's why we are going to London for 2026. Maybe in 2027 we'll come to but we're very excited. Yeah. We're very, very excited about London. And on Sunday, we're going to have a raffle draw, and one woman will have the chance to go to London. An all expenses paid trip. Hotel, ticket, everything catered for. Yeah.
That's mouth-watering. Can I decide on someone? Can I choose somebody?
No, you can't.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Yes, time check is 9:51 here on the Asaase Breakfast Show. On Facebook, we are also streaming live on Asaase Radio 99.5. We are also live in Kumasi 98.5 in the Garden City of Kumasi, Cape Coast 100.3, and in Tamale 99.7. And we're having a conversation with the founder of Women of Valour, under whose leadership we're having Seat of Strength, which is happening at the Alisa Hotel, 19th October 2025. All you have to do to be a part of this event is to pay 600 Ghana cedis. Remember that a token will go to supporting victims of breast cancer, and the education continues from there. Any last words from Blessing?
Yes, so for those who want to purchase the tickets, you can call this number 0551 557700, 0551 557700. Let's meet at Alisa Hotel this Sunday. We are starting at 1 p.m., but you need to be there at 12. Get a comfortable place to sit, and then the survivors, this is an interesting one. The survivors are going to be they're not going to sit in front of us, so they're going to sit on each table. So as you're seated at your table, you're having a survivor sitting with you, and they are going to answer your questions. They're going to share their stories with you, and I know you're going to be inspired, and you also know more about breast cancer, and all the myths about it might be dismissed.
Yes. So this is a program that is actually going to worth your while, and so you have to be there. Nana, today is Shatawale's birthday.
Absolutely.
Your man.
Yes. Happy birthday to Shatawale. What a guy. What a guy. Shatawale is that guy.
Right.
Shatta is such a sweet human being. People who've never met Shatawale have a certain impression of him. But when you meet Shatawale, he's sweet, calm, lovely, caring, very thoughtful, very shy person as well. Shatta has a certain demeanor on social media, on the stage.
Right.
He's guy on the outside, but inside is a very sweet, lovely human being. He genuinely cares. He genuinely really cares. He's a genuine human. He's a proper human being. And so I wish him a happy birthday. He's a crazy guy.
Right. And Shatawale, all morning here we've been trying to celebrate him, to play his incredible tunes non-stop on the show, and we'll continue that to the rest of the day. Shatawale, the king of the streets. People do have a love and hate affair with him, but like you rightly posited,
you can't. You shouldn't. You shouldn't have a love relationship with people. You must have a love and hate relationship with people, because if it is all love, you're doing something really wrong. You are not a man of conviction. You must be a person of conviction. You must go against convention.
Right.
You must be different. And if everybody loves you, you have a problem. You really have a problem if everybody loves you. And I know people who make an effort to be loved by everybody. You're wasting your time. Right? You're wasting this.
It just reminds me of what someone said, that if you want to please everyone, then sell ice cream.
Or weed.
Because everybody loves ice cream.
Well, not everybody loves weed. So definitely not weed. Yes, ice cream. Or share money.
Right, Nana Aba Anamoah, thank you so much. It's good to see you again.
Great to see you.
And yes, we'll be at the Alisa Hotel to give you all the support you need.
Be good.
I'm always good. You can always
Really?
bet on that. Yeah, I am good. Blessing. Keep your mom here.
Really? Are you sure? Are you sure?
I
We'll
am.
see you too.
But thank you very much for coming through and for this education. Teacher.
Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.